Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be comparing the all-new 2020 Ram 1500 Longhorn to the 2020 Ford F-150 King Ranch. So, as always, we're going to do a walk around on both cars comparing truck to truck. Then at the end of the video, we're going to decide which one I think is the better route to go. A big shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, and then also the Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Provo. I'm going to include a link to the inventory to both dealerships in the description below. Check out their inventories if you're in the market for a Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, Ford, or Lincoln. I think I got every brand. Let's get into the video. So now let's go into the hoods of both of the trucks. Let's start with the King Ranch first and foremost. So we have a twin turbocharged 3.5 liter V6. It goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs at 375 horsepower and then 470 pound-feet of torque. Now, over to the Ram Longhorn, we have a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter Hemi V8. Power outputs are 395 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque. This one has the e-torque system. You can see that little box right there. So fuel economy is going to be 17 around town and then 22 on the highway. So fuel economy on the Ram, slightly better. Power on the Ford, obviously power is down horsepower wise, but torque is significantly up. Yes, e-torque gives you 130 pound-feet of torque off the line, but as soon as you're off the line, it's gone. Whereas obviously that torque is available all the time pretty much. So yeah. Now let's finish things up on the front end with stylistic stuff. So let's go to the F-150 first and foremost. You guys are gonna notice the paint colors on these, by the way, are pretty similar. So you can see this one has the white metallic paint. Super beautiful because it has like kind of like that crystal effect on it. I really like it. This one kind of has like a creamier white look, whereas that is more of like a brighter white look, if that makes sense. You guys can kind of, hopefully you can see it on the camera. But we've got the full LED lights right here, so you've got LED accents that kind of go all the way around. Fog lights are down below. You've got the tow hooks on the bumper, Ford logo, all that kind of stuff. You can kind of see the mesh that comes with the King Ranch. Now over to the Longhorn, you guys can see that this one, like I said, the white's a little bit just brighter. Hopefully that comes through onto the camera. But we've got the LED accents that go above and below, and they've got the projector bulbs, Longhorn grill in the front, tow hooks just down below, parking sensors with the fog lights at the bottom of the bumper as well. And so just one more look at the front end of both of the trucks. Now let's look at the tire and rim setup. So we've got the F-150 right here, 20-inch rims. On the Ram 1500, 20-inch rims, 275mm tires, 275mm tires. So exact same tire and rim setup, but you guys can kind of see the design on the F-150 rims versus the design on the Ram rims. I really like the black inserts on this, so I am going to give the rims, you know, winning wise to the Ram 1500 versus the F-150. Now let's look at the side here, other than my ugly shadow. Hi. But anyways, you guys can see the fender flares, two-tone on the King Ranch. You guys can see it goes all the way down to the back right there. It says King Ranch on the side. F-150 has kind of like the little squiggly W. Mirrors here, and then notice no two-tone on the Longhorn or anything like that. It does say Longhorn 1500 5.7 Hemi, and then you look at the size of the mirrors there, and you guys can actually look at how the mirror looks. So look at the mirror on the Ram versus the mirror on the Ford, and now let's head out back. So we've got the key fob here on the Ford. You've got your lock and unlock, remote start, tailgate release, all that. So if we lock the truck, press the remote start twice, it'll start it right up. You have that 3.5 liter EcoBoost come to life, and then if you press it again, that'll shut it right off. And then if we press this button twice, that's for the tailgate release. Wait for it. Oh wait, maybe I didn't press it. There we go. Tailgate will pop right down. You guys will notice this one does not have a bed liner, but you can get that optioned out. LED bed lights right there. These are for like tow hook things that you can put in there. And then you've got the cab light up above with the power rear sliding window as well. But other than that, pretty straightforward in the bed. Oh, almost got the bed step. So you guys can see the bed step on the floor. So you pull this down, you can pull that little thing out there, but you can use this to basically step up into the bed, so it makes access a whole lot easier. Got the key fob here for the Ram, so you got a couple functions, your lock and unlock, remote start, and the tailgate release, just like the Ford. And it says Longhorn on the back. So if we press remote start function, first time we'll lock it, second time we'll start it up, and you hear that 5.7 liter Hemi come to life. Actually sounds really good. Press it again, that'll shut it off, and then if you press this button twice, that'll do the tailgate release on the Ram, and that was really quick. This one, standard with the spray-in bed liner on the Longhorns. LED bed lights. This one has the bed utility group, so it's got the little cargo tie-down hooks on the side of the bed. Cargo light up above with a power rear sliding window. Now let's lift up the tailgate on the Ford. A little bit heavy, but you can see it says King Ranch on the back F-150 Ford then it says EcoBoost down there. Got all your plugins for towing right there in that little area. Receiver hitch down below, parking sensors on both sides as well. Full LED lights here on the side. You got the little sensor right in that area. FX4 off-road on the side, and set over to the Ram. So now you can pick up the tailgate on the Ram here. Significantly lighter on the Ram with lifting up the tailgate. It says Longhorn right there, 4x4 Ram logo on the side, and then same little plugins for towing right there. Parking sensors integrated at the bottom of the bumper. Dual outlet exhaust here on the Ram, whereas the Ford is a tip that goes out the side of it. And then also got the LED taillights right here, so you can see full LEDs right there on the side. Now opening up the rear in the Ford, you can see the panel here. So you got this little wood trim, you got the kind of bolster right here with the leather door handle right there. And then you can see the rear seats. So here's kind of like a good view of the whole rear seats. You can see it's got this little piping here, again, that little squiggly W. And then you can pull this down. Cup holders will pop out without notice. And then you can see down there, you've got your heated seats, charging stations, vents, and then there's some cup holders right there. And then you've got the little pockets here on the back of the seats. And then if we lift up the seat, you can see tons of storage space underneath. And then just one more look at the back of the King Ranch. Now, looking at the rear of the Longhorn, the door panel looks significantly different. So you can see tons of leather on the back of the door here, beautiful wood trim, more leather here on the side, one of the speakers for the sound system. And then here are the seats in the rear of the Longhorn. So, nice premium leather on it, feels really nice actually to the touch. You guys can see here in the center console, it's already graciously pulled down for me. But then you guys can see over here, we've got the heated and ventilated seats in the rear. You've got a charging station, some vents, more cup holders with more of that wood trim. Then you guys can see the little fake saddlebags on the back. I mean, at least they look cool. But yeah, one more look here at the back of the Longhorn. I got keyless entry in the Longhorn, so one touch to lock it. To unlock it, just pan on the back of the door handle. And then notice that the running board will pop right out. And then we can look at the door panel here in the front of the King Ranch. So you guys can see more of that leather. You've got the wood trim right here. All of your window controls right there, mirror controls. Got your memory seats, door lock and unlock, a speaker for the sound system. And then you've got the seat here for the King Ranch. So it's got that cool little squiggly W. Really nice soft leather. Kind of got a little stripe there in the middle. And then you can see the adjustments for the seat, pedal layout just down below. Parking brake right there. It is power adjustable with the pedals, so you've got all of your light controls right here. It's like your fog lights, cargo light, for example. Both lights for the mirrors, and then the steering wheel is going to be automatically adjustable. Keyless entry in the Longhorn, so one touch to lock it, to unlock it. Just have to slip your hand on the back of the door handle and it'll unlock. Power running boards will pop right down. You guys can see the door panel here in the front. So again, tons of leather trim with a nice contrasted stitching. Got tons of wood trim as well, more of that beautiful leather. Memory seats right there, one of the speakers for the sound system. All of your window controls here, your power folding mirrors in that little area. And then here are the seats on the Ram 1500. So you can see it says Longhorn there at the top. Really nice soft leather here at the front. The Ford seats are a little bit softer, I will say that, with the leather. And then you guys can see the power adjustments on the seat. We've got the pedal layout just down below right there. Power adjustable pedals, parking brake, light controls right here. You've got your like fog lights, cargo lights as well. And the steering wheel is going to be manually adjustable. Now to start up the King Ranch, just put your foot on the brake, push the push start. It'll say built Ford tough, everything will come to life and you are good to go. So we've got the steering wheel here in the King Ranch. You can kind of zoom in. You've got the Ford logo right there in the center. You've got your volume controls right there, voice commands, all that kind of stuff in that area with the phone controls. That is for the adaptive cruise control. And then over here you can see that's for the center stack, which we'll get into that momentarily. And then you've got the little stalk there for turn signal, obviously flashing the brights, and then windshield wipers. And then you guys can again see the steering wheel. They've got the nice little contrasted stitching on it, so pretty solid overall. Got the gauge cluster set up here, so RPMs on the left side. On the right side you've got your speed, and then you can kind of see the little configurations you can scroll through. So pretty configurable in general, really easy to use, I would say overall. It's just like all the other upgraded F-150s. So I've got your hill descent control there, stability control, hazard lights, button for the camera, and then the auto stop start. And here's the infotainment system. You got vents on both sides of it, but you can see this is the upgraded system with Ford. It's called Sync. You guys can kind of see the response time on the system, how it kind of looks overall. You can go over the audio. But you guys can see all the different settings on it as well. Response time's pretty good. The plastic does get in the way just a little bit. And then the seats, they do have adjustments, and then you do have a massage function, which is blocked by that annoying tab. But seats are massaging. Volume controls on both sides. You got your little keypad right here for the rest of the media. Dual zone climate here. You've got heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel on top of that. You've got this little wood panel that covers a couple of charging stations and some extra storage in that area, and then just press it again and Boom. Wood definitely does feel really nice and premium. A couple cup holders here in this area, and then this is the shifter for the 10-speed automatic. So you guys can see the whole setup right there. You can shift the gears yourself by pressing those buttons. You've got like the drive mode right there. You've got the manual mode if you want to go into manual shifting. Over here you've got your lane departure assistance. You've got your parallel and perpendicular parking assistance. Full center console, again with that little squiggly W. Leather on the side as well, but opening up, you guys can see plenty of storage space there in the center console. And then if we head over to the glove box, you guys can see we've got a bunch of wood trim here, leather up above. And if we open up the glove box, a couple tiers in it, just like all the other upgraded Fords. We've got our universal garage door opener up here. We've got power rear sliding window that you can do just via that little control sunglass holder in this little area. It does have a full panoramic sunroof to let a ton of light into the cabin as well. Other than that, things are pretty simple up top. So to start up the Ram 1500, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake, push the push start, and it'll say Laramie Longhorn. Everything will come to life. So here's the steering wheel on the Longhorn. You guys can see, really nice looking. Let's zoom in. You've got the Ram logo there on the center. You got your functions for the adaptive cruise control, regular cruise control, your gear selector, nice wood trim with the stitching and the nice leather. Got your functions there for the center stack, voice commands as well, rocker panels on the back of the steering wheel to control the radio stations, and then you've got your stock for the turn signal, windshield wiper, all that kind of stuff. Got our gauge cluster here, so we've got RPMs on the left side. On the right side you've got the speed, and then you can scroll through this menu. It's a bunch of different menus you can kind of go into, gives you different bits of information. Similar information that what the Ford F-150 has. Is just like all the other upgraded Rams. The only thing to note is you kind of have this like goldish theme on the gauges, and that is for the Longhorn package. Wow, that is a touchscreen. So you can see over here you've got your lane departure assistance, parallel and perpendicular parking assistance. You've got the hazard lights, climate controls flank both sides of it. It's like analog climate controls. And then you've got your controls for the radio, down below parking sensors, tow haul mode, stability control, trailer brakes are integrated right there. And now let's get into the touchscreen. So you guys can see this is the 12-inch display. You've got your heated, ventilated seats. You can deploy the steps at any point. Heated steering wheel. It does have that 360 camera system. So you guys can see that pops up. And then you can see if you turn the steering wheel, all the trajectory lines. I did forget to go over the camera system in the Ford, but the Ford still has like the little bird's eye view. But you guys can see all the different camera views that you get on the truck. Camera system on both these trucks is pretty much identical. And then you've got your mirror dimmer right there. And then you can see everything's drag and drop for all of these apps on the 12-inch display. And then you got the navigation function right there. You can see just how quickly everything responds overall on the Ram. What used to be a CD player, RIP. You got a couple USBs right there. Wireless charging in this area. You've got a full power outlet just down there. It says Longhorn here on the top with full leather. You can see in here, got suede inserts right there. Pick it up, you got your little measuring tables on the back, and then you can see this slides backwards and forwards. Really nice wood trim on the outside of it. And then you guys can see just how much storage space there is. So definitely a win on the center console in the Ram. Glove box over here, you can see nice wood trim. You've got nice leather above and below. And then opening up the glove box, you can see tons of storage space. And I've said you can see a bunch of times, sorry. Universal garage door openers up here. We've got all the controls for the panoramic sunroof. It does have a power sliding window, just like the King Ranch, that you can do all of your light controls. Other than that, setup is just like all the other upgraded Rams. So let's go over pricing quickly. This Ram stickers for almost $68,000. It's like $67,700 and some change. The F-150 is over $69,000 MSRP, so there's roughly about $1,500 price difference between the two trucks, but equipment on them is pretty similar. So with that being taken into account, what I would say is, yes, the Ram definitely has the nicer interior. I love the two-tone aspect on that. I feel like this one, you know, just like for the Western theme on the exterior holds a little bit more true. This just looks like any other upgraded Ram, whereas that definitely looks like a more Western themed truck. So on the exterior, I'd say the Ford wins. Interior, definitely quality, and then also Western theme. I feel like the Ram holds more true to the Western theme than the King Ranch on the interior. Just my opinion on that. So I'd say this is kind of a tie because interior wins versus exterior winning on that one. So it's kind of a little bit of a toss-up. But yeah, that's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That is going to sum things up for today's video. Again, a big shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, and then also Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo as well for providing us with both of the trucks. Check out the links to both of their inventories in the description below. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you think. I'll see all of you in that next video.